Manchester United. Well. Mandem, we got to talk, bro. We got to talk because apparently the deal for Ederson is completely off the table. According to Fabrizio Romano, Manchester United are no longer interested in Ederson. Mm, 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 mm. Let's talk about it. All right. Not only are we going to talk about it, we're also going to be looking at uh, comments made by Fabrizio Romano, by uh, uh, Mark Goldbridge surrounding Ederson, just speaking about his contradictory nature. Because, brother, this guy loves to contradict himself. But we're gonna talk about it. I'm watching the Spanish Spain game. Marino just scored. Well done. He's done it again, fam. Anyways, so let's look at the official announcement from Fabrizio Romano first. So Fabrizio Romano writes on his Twitter or X page. It says this, okay? Ederson to Manchester United, deal off. OFF. Only fucking fans. Sorry. Anyways, OFF off. And considered as collapsed as Manchester United, inform Atalanta. All right. Atalanta believe Ederson is 100% fit and will welcome the midfielder back as part of their squad as Man United changed their plans. Ederson won't join MUFC, hashtag MUFC. All right. Now, we all saw this one coming. We saw this one coming, or we speculated that this one was coming. The medical taking so long to happen. Right now, we all know there was a circumstance where Ederson got called up to the Brazil squad a little bit later on, uh, uh, later than expected, which kind of smelt like or spelt a delay in the successful signing. It's interesting because all these things happen for a reason. But however, um, after Brazil got knocked out, there were no signings or no signs that he was completing his medical. There was no pep in the step, right? I don't even know if he did complete the medical, right? Um, but I know that everyone was just a bit antsy, a little bit agitated, and then there's the signing of Andre Santos, was kind of had everyone thinking like, what's going on? How come we got Santos over the line, but um, not Ederson, right? Apparently, right, and I feel like um the second paragraph of this tweet is a big clue where it says Atalanta believe Ederson is 100% fit. Now, why would you mention that if fitness wasn't one of the main concerns or one of the talking points when it comes to the breakdown or the falling through of this deal? Apparently, Ederson has had some knee injuries that Atalanta had hidden from Manchester United, weren't completely forthright about, and they knew about it and they played him at the end of the season, even though he had this injury. That's what I'm hearing on these internet streets. I ain't researched any of this myself. Apparently, allegedly, let's just say allegedly. All right. And if that's the case, then yeah, man, Manchester United, they done their due diligence, they done the right thing, and it seems like from most of the fans that I've seen or spoken to around this situation, are actually happy that this deal has fallen through. I don't think anyone was very excited about Ederson coming to Manchester United at all. Me personally, I don't know the player very well, so I can only go off of the energy that people are, um, you know, emanating when it comes to this player. But one of the fans or people that I want to speak about or look at when it comes to Ederson is Mark Goldbridge. Because boy, oh boy, is Mark Goldbridge an interesting character in this Manchester United verse, yeah, universe or whatever it is, right? Because sometimes he says one thing, other day he says another thing, and I genuinely believe that he's just an outrage merchant. All right, get into it. So the first one I want to look at is um, a video that he posted around 10 hours ago. All right. Uh, this video was posted on his X account on the Man United Stand X account at 10:52 this morning, and let's hear what Goldbridge had to say. Okay.
I don't think it takes a genius to figure out something's not right with Ederson and Man United and these medicals. I don't think that's a huge leap of faith, right? Now, Matti Moretto this morning is saying that this deal will basically happen, right? He's saying that Ederson is completing his medical tests in the next few hours, with Man United's official communication on the transfer now on the way. And if United sign him, and then in the next 2 years he has a problem with his knee, we'll all remember this. So that's, for me, why United should be walking away. I think they should be walking away because ultimately, I like Ederson. I've always liked Ederson. I've spoken about Ederson on this channel for years. But he's not better than Kone. He's not better than what's out there.
Hallelujah.
I think he's quite expensive at 27 with 1 year left on his contract and a potential knee issue for £40 million. And I don't think anyone's talking about that enough either.
Cool.
He's got a potential knee issue. When I say potential knee issue, I'm saying that knee could be a problem in the next 3 years. I'm not giving you £40 million for a 27-year-old who's only played for Atalanta, who's not a Brazilian international. I am not giving you £40 million for the player that's got 1 year left on his contract and has something wrong with his knee that could cause an issue for me in the future. We're overpaying massively as well. So I'd walk. I'd say, no, I'm not interested in this. There's too many risks. Now, you lower the price down to 30, I'll do the deal. But I'm not paying you £40 million for a player that you can look at the reports yourself. They're saying there is, he's fine to play at the moment, but there is a potential issue there in the future. So I think I would walk. I would also walk because I think there's better players. What do I think is going to happen? I think United are desperate to do this deal. I think they're desperate to do this deal for the reason I just said. It's a big load of hassle for United on the 10th of July to pull out of this deal and have to go and do another 2 deals, plus a left back, plus a winger. I think they'll be sat there going, it's worth the risk.
So there you have it, bro. Just to recap, Mark Goldbridge says that he is privy to the injuries that Ederson has experienced in the past. He has fears that they might show up again in the future. He thinks 40 million for a non-international Brazilian player at the age of 27 with injuries is too much, basically. And his advice is for Manchester United to pull out of the deal. That's what he's saying. That's what he wants as a fan. That's what he wants Manchester United to do. All right. And he believes that Manchester United are going to go through with the deal. That's what he believes because he knows them so well. And he says that, what did he say? Like, he feels like he'll be, Manchester United will see it as too much of a hassle. Like, they're not going to want to do that. Let me see something. Let me go back and see what he says.
Potential issue there in the future. So I think I would walk. I would also walk because I think there's better players. Cool. What do I think is going to happen? I think United are desperate to do this deal.
You said that they're desperate. Desperate to do the deal.
Desperate to do this deal for the reason I just said. It's a big load of hassle for United on the 10th of July to pull out of this deal and have to go and do another 2 deals.
So he's saying that Manchester United won't pull out just because it's a hassle. And I just feel like that is not how a professional would operate, particularly when there's a lot of money in the line. I feel like sometimes we equate this regiment under INEOS with the regiment before that, Ed Woodward and all them man there. Do you know what I mean? But it's not. Anyways, this is what he says. Remember what he said he wanted and what he felt like Manchester United should do in juxtaposition, or as opposed to what he feels like Manchester United will do. All right. And then at it doesn't actually, at 8:17 p.m., just about an hour ago, Mark Goldbridge posts this.
Ederson to Manchester United deal off and considered collapsed as Man United informed Atalanta. Atalanta believe Ederson is 100% fit and will welcome the midfielder back as part of their squad as Manchester United change their plans. Ederson won't join Manchester United. This is another huge cock-up by United's board.
That's
This
a
is
cock-up.
another nail in the coffin of that recruitment team. This is absolutely shambolic. It's shambolic. How have they allowed this to happen over 6 weeks? How have they not picked this up sooner? Why are they pivoting so late if it's not to do with an injury? And if it is to do with an injury, why did they not know about this? What research did they do? It's shocking. And now they're in a position where they need 2 midfielders in the space of 7 weeks. It's another shit show in the INEOS era of many firsts, like recruiting a director of football, putting him on gardening leave, bringing him in and then sacking him, as we did with Ashworth, spending £50 million on Yoro, and 2 years later he's not even integrated into the team. But the big thing is, where do we go next? I think the logical place is Manu Kone. I think he is 2 years younger, he is better, and he's going to cost about the same price. My concern is we pivot to João Gomez at Wolves.
That's funny at the end. So now he's saying that, you know, this is a big cock up. You know what I'm trying to say? I understand what he's trying to say in terms of, like, you know, how comes it's taken so long for you guys to rectify this mistake and shit like that. But broski, the club are doing what you said you wanted them to do. They're saying no to the deal. You get me? They done their due diligence, and they realized that the man has an injury. Maybe you heard the rumors and looked at a couple of records of his injury history, but Manchester United actually done a physical and tested him in the space, got their professionals on it, and determined whether or not he is fit to play, is if his healing process is got trending in the right direction, right? However, you're just trying to be I don't know, I feel like his whole angle when it comes to Manchester United is just to sow outrage day in, day out. Let me keep the Manchester United fan base angry at the Manchester United administration, because outrage gets you clicks. That's just what I think. I think that's what he's doing, innit? Whereas also, I do understand what he's saying. Don't get twisted. I do understand what he's saying, but every time I see Goldbridge, it's just negativity. It's just negativity, 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 and I don't think INEOS has been as bad as everyone are making them out to be. They definitely haven't been that bad. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Sometimes they trim the fat. They trim the fat. You get me? Recruitment wise, why would you mention Lenny Euro as if to say he has been a disaster? He hasn't been a disaster. He hasn't integrated the way that we've hoped him to integrate, but we're still looking at it thinking, yo, there's still potential here. There's still something we can do with this. Why would you mention the myriad of mistakes or cock-ups that INEOS has done without mentioning all of the successes that they've had? All right, yeah, Dan Ashworth, cock-up. And Ruben Amorim, cock-up. What else? What else was a cock-up? What, like, genuinely, I'm actually genuinely asking if anyone can tell me what else have they done that we can consider a cock-up, because I don't consider Lenny Euro to be a cock-up at all. What do we say about Patrick Dorgu? What do we say about Vivell? What do we say about the data department investment? What do we say about them renovating Carrington? What are we saying here? What do we say about Le Mans? Le Mans, sorry, I never say his name right. Or the Cunha deal, the Mbuemo deal, the Sesco deal. Why don't we give them their flowers when we can? We got to stop treating INEOS like they are the Glazers, because they're not, right? So far for me, they've done more positive than negative. They've definitely done more to steer the ship into a positive direction. And yeah, man, that's just my thoughts on it. I just realized that this video has gotten less about fucking Ederson and more about Mark Goldbridge and INEOS and shit like that. Anyways, man, hey, like, comment, subscribe. I just thought I'd just mention it and just yada yada, whatever in it. I don't really give a fuck. Cool. Having a good one.